Kennebunk is a community that prides itself on being kind, caring, and safe. We take care of one another and we lend a hand to those that need assistance. We also encourage those whose behavior endangers others to be more careful. This community cares for one another approach extends to our driving habits, which of late have been referred to as a little NASCAR-like. As a community, not unlike much of the nation, Kennebunk is witnessing a significant uptick in the speed of vehicles on our local roadways. Although there are many articles that seek to draw a conclusion as to why people are traveling faster, there are really very few acceptable excuses for doing so.
For years, speeding has been a number one complaint here in the town. I remember as a young patrol officer, and the administration at that time did a little community policing and put a survey out. And this was probably in the early 90s, and speeding was the number one problem.
I believe, yes, that speeding is a problem. It's definitely in our neighborhood. We find a lot of speeders. Our road is a straightaway right through between Dunkin' Donuts and the high school, and there's definitely speeders at all hours.
And I've tried to look to see if it's from people out of town or local, and I really think it's an even mix.
I can see where it happens. You know, we have an urban center here, and then we have a lot of long stretches of road, and we have some open areas. And certainly when you're going down any one of the roads in town, as you get out further, you see these aberrant skid marks in the middle of nowhere where you're thinking, well, how does that happen?
And these days, everything's go, go, go. How fast can we get things done? How busy, everybody's schedule is. Just the fact of being distracted and not paying attention, and just everybody being in a rush and having busy schedules. Everyone wants to get there quick.
You know, people think that when they speed, they are going to get there much sooner than expected, and that's not the case.
We all know that a significant number of vehicular crashes stem from excessive speed. We also know the greater the speed, the higher the chance for injury or death. We have all heard the statement, speed kills, and intuitively, we know it does.
Even with today's safety equipment in cars, airbags and whatnot, the faster you go, the more you're going to be injured and maybe even killed.
It's a multiplier. I mean, anytime you increase the speed, you're going to increase the chances of a worse injury and possibly death. When we teach trauma, we talk about velocity and some of the more detailed physics, but the determining factor in how bad things are going to get is when you're traveling at a higher speed, the stop and the impact and the energy behind that is going to cause a multitude of injuries.
Federal Highway has published some stuff that talks about the impact of crashes on pedestrians. They generally say if you are in a crash at 23 miles an hour, it's about a 10% chance of a fatality. If you hit somebody at 40 miles an hour, it's like a 52% chance of fatality.
You never know what'll happen. You never know when a kid's ball will go out in the road. You never know when a kid might be around the curve on his bike.
Just in a split second, it's different. It's changed, and it will go back.
Over the years, I've been in many traffic crashes and fatalities, whether they're speed related or impairment related. And that's something that not only are they held accountable criminally and certainly can face jail time, but that's something that they have to live with for the rest of their life, whether they cause a fatality or even an injury.
So what do we, as a community, do about this? Sure, we can always launch a major speed enforcement campaign, likely resulting in the issuance of more citations and the diversion of police resources from our highly successful community policing model. But really, no one wants to pay steep fines, increased insurance costs, or lose their license. Instead, at least for now, we are moving forward with a community approach designed to slow us down just a bit. Quite simply, we are asking for your voluntary compliance with our speed laws. Slowing down to the posted speed limit will have a traffic calming effect that will benefit everyone that uses our roadways, including pedestrians, bicyclists, and runners. Police personnel will continue to conduct speed enforcement, but if we tackle this problem as a community, we stand a much better chance of maintaining the Kennebunk we have all grown to love and enjoy.
We as police officers in this context seek voluntary compliance. We don't want to be out writing tickets. Obviously, we don't want to be out cleaning up from an accident scene and taking people to the hospital. or the morgue.
I look at it as a social, a social agreement amongst citizens to take care of each other. To me, it's the right thing to do. You know, we're basically agreeing to trust each other on the road. You know, and if you don't do that, you know, you break that pact, somebody gets hurt.
This is a societal issue, and if we take ownership and responsibility as a community, we can change that by working together. And that's what this community is really good at, I think, is working together.
So, if you find your speedometer above the posted speed limit, let up off that accelerator, because the difference of a few miles an hour can make a huge impact on your life and that of others. Slow down, Kennebunk. Life will be waiting for you when you arrive is now launching. Get on board with us. Trying to get where you are going just a minute or two sooner may mean you don't get there at all.